I started my education path a little bit later than some others. I'm currently 39 years old and I am now just wrapping up my third semester here at SLCC. So I started right before I turned 38, and I made the decision to come back and pursue higher education for a couple reasons. I do have multiple sclerosis, and so the industries that I was working in prior were in management industries with retail, events, and concerts, throughout the years of my working history. And with having my disability, there's times that I could work long hours on my feet all day just fine, but then there was many days that it would hit and I wasn't able to. And so I was faced with the decision of finding another avenue, and I didn't have any experience in another area because I'd been working in this industry since I was 19 years old. And I was scared, not only because of my age and my disability, but I had very minimal education prior to starting. I had dropped out in the 8th grade. I didn't even know how to properly take notes. Everything was from the beginning, as I said, with somebody with an 8th grade education, which was, many centuries ago. And everybody here just rallied around me, and especially through the DRC, gave me a lot of resources and tools to use to be successful. With MS, the first kind of symptoms that I underwent were physical. It was my vision. I had complete loss of vision on my left side, and physical weakness, muscle spasms, difficulty walking and balance, speech, and then the last few years, it had switched gears into cognitive impairment, which was also one of the reasons that I was very scared to start education, because with cognitive impairment, I had difficulty with formulating sentences, word finding, which you'll still see sometimes as I'm kind of struggling to find the right word, and memory difficulties. That was a big one, and I was, very fearful for studying, retaining the information, test taking, because they call it like a mental fog. And this mental fog sometimes was, 30 minutes. And, there was a time just a couple years ago that it lasted for a year and a half, almost 2 years, where it was just consistently, impaired. But thankfully, I have gone into remission with my MS for right now. I do have some cognitive impairment that will permanently be with me, but again, through the accommodations that are available at the Disability Resource Center, they have targeted these areas to be able to help with extended test taking time, testing and studying in private, quiet rooms to help minimize distractions. I have note-taking resources that they have with a smart pen, video recording system that they use, the Otter app. So if I'm struggling to retain the information from a video lecture, it's actually already recorded for me and then, transcribed into writing for me to go back to. And they've made it to where even with my, whether it's physical symptoms that I'm having or cognitive symptoms that I'm having, they have these accommodations, this assistance that will bring me up to the same speed as everybody else. But a lot of people don't know what's available to them. And, especially with having a disability, there's this kind of just assumption that it's physically apparent, whether you have a walking device or wheelchair or something that is really obvious, but with autoimmune diseases like with mine, they can be invisible, and especially with mental health, it's something that you can't see on the outside. And I'm on this little Facebook group of students here at SLCC that talk back and forth, and I connected with some of them, and they qualify for the Disability Resource Center, and they had no idea. And it's not the lack of, branding or marketing, to get the word out. It's just, you're faced with so much that you don't always know where to look or or to know that that even applies to you. And so I really just want to make it a goal of mine to be able to help share that message, that these resources are available, while I'm a student here, to let people know, like, hey, you can use this too, and that it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're incapable.